Do you know there's a doll hidden deep in New Orleans that whispers the screams of tortured souls when the night fog rolls in? The story begins in the 1830s, inside the grand mansion of Madame Delphine, LaLaurie, known as the cruelest woman in Louisiana whose obsession with beauty turned to madness. Inside her mansion, laughter of aristocrats mingled with muffled cries from the attic, where LaLaurie's slaves were tortured beyond imagination. When her crimes were uncovered, the furious townsfolk stormed her mansion, but LaLaurie vanished without a trace, leaving behind only ashes and whispers. Years later, a little porcelain doll was found among the ruins, beautiful, delicate, but with eyes too human, too knowing. Collectors claimed it was once Madame LaLaurie's favorite toy, crafted to resemble her youngest daughter who mysteriously disappeared. Rumors said the doll moved at night, whispering the same words, "Don't go to the attic." One antique dealer, Thomas Renard, dared to buy it, laughing at the curse, until he began hearing faint knocks above his bedroom ceiling every night. Each night, the knocks grew louder. Then came the screams, the same ones the LaLaurie victims once made. Thomas found the doll sitting upright one morning, its porcelain hand pointing toward the attic door. Driven by dread and curiosity, he opened the attic, and what he saw froze his soul. There, floating in midair, was the spirit of Madame LaLaurie herself, her face twisted, her eyes hollow, her voice echoing, "She remembers me." Thomas screamed and dropped the doll, but instead of falling, it hovered, its cracked face turning toward him. The doll whispered again, this time in a child's voice, "Mommy says we stay together forever." Thomas ran out of the mansion, but when police arrived, they found only the doll, sitting calmly on the porch, smiling. Every person who took the doll afterward met a strange fate: accidents, nightmares, sudden madness. Locals began calling it the Ghost of LaLaurie, claiming her soul lived inside the doll, feeding on fear. Decades later, a museum tried to exhibit it, but after 3 nights, every camera malfunctioned, and guards quit out of terror. Visitors swore they saw the doll's eyes move, and one child claimed it asked her, "Do you want to play in the attic?" Today, the doll is sealed in a locked vault beneath the museum, guarded by salt circles and holy water. But even sealed, the curse didn't rest. At midnight, guards reported hearing soft porcelain footsteps echoing from within the vault. One night, a guard disappeared entirely. His keys were found inside the vault, placed neatly beside the doll. Investigators reviewing the footage saw the doll blink, just once. Then the screen went black. The museum shut down the exhibit, labeling it too dangerous, but word of the cursed doll spread like wildfire through the city. Paranormal researchers begged to study it. Some claimed they could communicate with LaLaurie's spirit through the doll. They succeeded, for a moment. The EMF meters went wild, candles blew out, and a woman screamed, "She's here." Every researcher from that night later claimed they heard a voice whispering their names whenever they closed their eyes. Soon after, 2 of them were found dead, one drowned in his bathtub, the other suffocated by her own hair. Locals began avoiding the museum entirely, calling it the House of Silent Screams. But one girl, Elise, a young vlogger obsessed with haunted history, sneaked in one stormy night to film the truth. Her video began normally, until she whispered, "If you're real, move." And the doll turned its head. The footage went viral, but what viewers didn't notice was the faint reflection of another face behind Elise, a ghostly woman smiling. Days later, Elise's followers noticed her live streams suddenly stopped. Her last post simply read, "I hear her upstairs." When police entered her apartment, they found no Elise, just her camera, still recording, and the doll, sitting in her chair. Forensic experts confirmed it was the same doll. But how did it leave the museum? The vault was still locked from inside. Now, the doll's location is unknown. Some say it moves from house to house, drawn to those who dare to speak LaLaurie's name aloud. Others claim they've heard tapping on their windows at night, 3 knocks, soft and slow before a child's laughter echoes through the dark. Some swear the curse spreads through the video itself, that watching the footage invites her spirit into your home. So, if your lights flicker tonight while you're watching this, maybe she's already near. Do you believe the curse of LaLaurie still haunts New Orleans, or are you brave enough to find the doll yourself? If you dare, like, share, and follow, because next time, I'll tell you where her spirit might appear next.